I've been tagged in this video many times because many people are wondering where the liability will rest. One thing is for sure is that this will be one that's a pain in the arse to sort out regardless of the liability, as the collision was with a foreign registered truck. The reason that it'll be a pain is that it can be an absolute chew to communicate with foreign insurance companies. The camera car's insurance company will have to communicate with a UK handling agent for the foreign insurance company. They will in turn then communicate with the mainland insurer, who will then communicate back to the handling agent. They will then come back to the camera car's insurer, and it'll be that way for most touches of the claim. Make sure to watch this one to the end, as there's some best practice to share about vehicles that come to the UK from mainland Europe and the details that you need to obtain from them. One thing is for sure with this collision though, it is probably one of the ones that's more avoidable, because this situation is a common occurrence and not unforeseen, and as long as you don't go alongside an HGV on a roundabout, it shouldn't happen to you. The outcome on this one could go either way, quite frankly, depending on various factors at play, which I'll run through in a moment, but let's go through the collision together first. So the dashcam driver is approaching the roundabout in lane 3 on approach. The truck is in lane 2. Because the newly formed lane 1 on approach is a left first exit only lane, once on the roundabout the truck's lane 2 will become lane 1 and the camera car driver's lane 3 will become lane 2. The car driver follows their lane as they should do, but the truck driver does not. They move over into what is now lane 2 on the roundabout. The camera car driver notices this and brakes, but the rear of the trailer still collides with the camera car. How this one will get settled will come down to a few factors, but I think the most likely outcome is that it will be settled in favour of the camera car driver. If correctly arguing it, the handler of the camera car driver will argue that if the large vehicle needs more space, it should straddle lanes on approach to the roundabout. It is most likely a foreign registered vehicle, as we can see the trailer does not have a UK plate on it and is for a foreign company, which means if the UK handling agent for that insurer wants to dispute liability to the point of litigation, they would need to be able to produce the driver to a UK court. Not impossible, but not really something that is economically viable for a small collision such as this. Now, if this was a UK car versus UK truck situation, there could be room for a split liability settlement here. Although the truck driver was not following the lane markings, the highway code says that is a possibility for larger vehicles on roundabouts and that you should be looking out for this very situation. It's still not likely to go split because the lanes look nice and wide here. We can see that from the car that was behind the truck initially on approach was way over in what had become lane 1, and that is a ways from where the truck was actually driving on the roundabout. Even so, whether it's truck at fault or split, this was a preventable collision. If you keep a pocket of space on roundabouts and don't get alongside large vehicles, collisions like this won't happen. It's especially relevant to not get alongside large vehicles that have big blind spots, especially on roundabouts, and the best way to do that is by literally keeping a pocket of space around your vehicle wherever possible. If you're approaching a roundabout that has a truck in front of you on approach to that roundabout, then it might just be best to not get alongside it at all to prevent this kind of collision. So if it does end up splitting lanes, you can stay behind it and keep clear of its tail swing, and then take the opportunity to pass later on when it's safer to do. Now, one bit of useful information: if you're involved in a collision with a foreign registered truck, it's important to get the number plate from the front of the truck. Regardless of whether it had 2 number plates on the back, try and always get a picture of the front of the cab with the plate showing clearly. Trucks from mainland Europe have the truck and trailer registered separately, and not all of the trailers have the registration plate from the tractor unit showing on the rear. So as a minimum, get a picture of the front of the cab with the front plate showing clearly. Ask to see their green card information and claim forms, because they will all usually be carrying them, and that will help you identify their insurance company and help your insurer identify their UK handling agent more efficiently. Lovely jubbly, sound as a pound.